Hi everyone, it's Lindy on here from Pink Whisper Designs. I hope you're doing well out there, staying healthy and happy. Today I thought we'd just do a fun, whimsical card, and we're going to be using some products from Lawn Fawn today. So let's go ahead and get started. So from this first stamp set, we're going to be using the little faces, that sentiment later on, the cactus and flower, and this is from the Year 10 Stamp and Die set. And then here we're going to be using the little drink, the sand, the suntan lotion, the umbrella, and then that sentiment, have a relaxing day. And this is from the On the Beach stamp set. And then from the Aloha stamp set, we're going to be using the sunglasses. To do my stamping, I'm using the VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and I'm going to be stamping 4 of the cactus. And then for each of the cactus, I'm going to put the little faces on. I'm going to do 3 of these the exact same way, and then I'm going to do that 4th one with the little winking eye, just so the mouth is just in a little bit different direction. And then you can see that there. We will be covering the eyes, though, with the sunglasses. So I'm going to stamp 4 of the flowers for each of my cactus, and then I'm going to stamp 3 of the drinks, the little bottle of suntan lotion, and that umbrella. And now I want to get 4 of the sunglasses for each of my cactus. And so now we have the stamping complete. I'm going to grab the coordinating dies, tape those down with a little bit of purple tape, and run those through my Sizzix Sidekick machine. And you can see that up close. So now using my Zig Clean Color Real Brush pens, I'm going to be using dark pink, cobalt blue, and cornflower blue, the coloring on my umbrella. And with the pink, I'm just going to use that up towards the top, and then with my blender pen, I'm just going to pull it down towards the bottom of the umbrella. So I'm leaving the lightest part down here at the bottom, and I'm only going to use that one color for the pink. I'm going to do the same thing for the other side here as well. I did want to show you this because I put a little too much ink on here. So with my blender pen, I can start to remove some of that ink. So I'm just kind of grabbing it. I'm sort of using the side of the brush and just picking up some of that ink and removing it. And to remove it, you just want to brush it on your scrap paper. So now here I'm going to use the 2 shades of blue to get a nice blend. And I'm just going to pull those 2 colors in together and then pull them down towards the bottom. And again, these are water-based markers, and you can use a water brush to blend these as well. And I did do the stamping on the Strathmore Bristol Smooth 100-pound cardstock. So with oatmeal and dark oatmeal, I'm going to go ahead and color in the base of the umbrella here, and I'm just adding a little bit of shadow underneath the umbrella and coming up from the bottom. So I'm blending it towards the center to be the lightest. Now with the cactus, we don't need to color the pot, so I'm going to use yellow, green, and light green to do the cactus. And I'm going to put that lighter color all over. Then I'm going to add the darker green towards the bottom and then along each of those lines on the cactus. And I'm pulling up from the bottom, keeping the top the lightest. And again, just cleaning off that pen if I get a little bit too much ink there. I wanted to add a little bit more shadow down at the bottom, so I'm adding another layer of that darker green, and then I'm going to blend that out as well. So I'm going to do the same thing for all 4 of those cactus. Now with bright yellow and yellow, I'm going to color in this little drink here. And I'm starting off with the yellow, adding the bright yellow. Then I'm going to blend in towards the center. But I did decide this wasn't quite shaded enough, so I'm going to add a little bit of scarlet red around the edges, just to give a little bit more of a shadow there. And again, just cleaning off that pen. And you do want to clean it off in between colors, your blender pen, just to make sure you don't contaminate that color. And when it goes clear, you'll know that it's clean. And now for this one here, I'm going to use the dark pink. And I'm just going to blend that out, just the same way we did the other one. And now I'm just going to add a little bit of color, the yellow and scarlet red, to do my little flowers on each of the cactus. So I did the yellow all over, and then I'm adding a little bit of that scarlet red down towards the base of the petals, and I'm pulling it up towards the tip. And for the suntan lotion, I'm using yellow green, scarlet red, fluorescent orange, and cornflower blue. And you can use any colors here that you want, and just grab some colors. Once I select my dozen or so colors, I try to stay within those colors. So now I'm going to use the white Jelly Roll gel pen, and I'm going to add polka dots all over this umbrella. And you do want to wait until the umbrella is dry to add your polka dots, because otherwise the color will just get absorbed up into the white and it'll kind of fade it out a little bit. So make sure it's dry. And then here on the cactus, I'm going to add little dots, white dots, along each side of those lines on the cactus. And this is just going to give it a little bit more of a prickly effect. And you can see there, we didn't need to color in the pot. We're going to cut that away later on. I'm adding a little bit of highlight to my drinks down here at the bottom. And on my sunglasses, I'm going to add a little highlight to each side of the sunglasses here. Just a little reflection on those glasses. And you can see that there. So now that everything's colored in, you can see I have all of my pieces here. I'm going to take that largest frame from the outside in stitched rectangle stackables, and I'm going back to my Strathmore Bristol Smooth 100-pound cardstock and my Lawn Fawn paper bag cardstock. And I'm going to go ahead and run these through my Spellbinders Platinum 6 machine. So I die cut 2 of the white and 1 of the paper bag cardstock. Now, using my Distress Oxides in Squeezed Lemonade, Abandoned Coral, Ripe Persimmon, and Picked Raspberry, I'm going to color in this panel. And here we're going to be creating a sunny sky. And I'm going to add the Squeezed Lemonade all over the background. Just a nice even coating of that all over. And then with the Ripe Persimmon, I want to create sort of the look of the sun right there in that upper right hand corner. So I'm going to kind of create a little bit of a curve here. So I'm going to add that color all the way up to the yellow, right about where I want that sun to start. And then with the Abandoned Coral, I'm just adding a little bit of that right in between these 2 colors. And then again with the Picked Raspberry, I'm going to add a little bit right underneath that Abandoned Coral. And then going back to the Squeezed Lemonade, I'm going to blend these together, and I'm pulling the ink up towards the yellow. I'm just getting a nice blend and then blending into that yellow color. And that's going to give me a nice bit of haze around that yellow portion. And I'm going to do that for both of the white panels. I'm going to do the exact same thing. So now I've got my shimmer spritz. This is the gold. And I will give you information for all of these products down below and also on my blog. And I'm going to spritz this, and I'm up maybe about 8 to 10 inches above the paper, and I'm just spritzing the entire thing. And this is going to give us a beautiful gold shimmer. And you do want to clean off the nozzle on that before you put it away. I'm going to heat set this. And then I'll try to show you here that you get this beautiful gold glimmery shimmer all across the paper. And it's absolutely beautiful. So now I'm going to grab this little border die here, and I'm going to be die cutting 2 of those. And this is a stitched garden border. And I'm going to die cut those from that paper bag panel that we die cut earlier. So I'm going to die cut the first one. And then I'm just going to turn that paper around and die cut a second one. And that'll give us that nice stitched border around the bottom edge of this as well. Now with my walnut stain Distress Oxide ink, I'm going to go ahead and just add a little bit of shadowing to the dirt here that our little cactus are going to be growing out of. So I'm adding it around all 4 sides, and then I'm going to kind of pull away those little areas there in the dirt, and I'm just going to add a little bit of ink to the tops of each of those little half circles there. And I'll do the same for that other panel as well. Now I want to cut away that little pot that this cactus is in. So I'm just going to go follow that line and cut away that little bit of the bottom there. That's going to get tucked down into the dirt. The first thing I want to do here is add the sunglasses to each of my cactus. So I'm using the Lawn Fawn glue tube, and I'm just going to add a little dot of glue there and put the sunglasses on, which I think is just adorable. I love these little guys. And then again, those are going to get tucked down into the dirt here. And I'm just going to kind of move them around till I like how they're positioned. And then I'm going to flip that over and add a little bit of glue to the back of each of those, just to hold those in place while I put the rest of the pieces on here. And then this one is for the inside of the card. So I'm just going to put one off to the left-hand side of this panel. And again, we're making a gift card, a pocket for the inside. So that's what that second panel is for. Now I'm going to add my little flowers to the tops of each of these cactus. And then for these, for that little bottle of suntan lotion, I'm going to just place it in, I'm calling it the hand of one of the cactus, but just on one of those little cactus there, just to kind of look like the cactus is holding it. And then for the drinks, I'm going to add a little bit of foam mounting tape to the back of each of these and just pop these up a little bit. So now I want to grab that sand. There's a couple of little sandy borders in that stamp set. I'm just going to grab one of them. And going back to the walnut stain ink, I'm just going to add a little bit of that sand just because I thought it got a little plain down here at the bottom. So I'm just going to add that a little bit of interest there as well. Now the umbrella is going to sit behind there, but I'm going to pop up the top part of the umbrella, just the top part, and then we're going to be gluing down the bottom part of it, and that'll give a little bit of dimension to the umbrella. So I'm just going to set that aside for now. I'm not going to remove the backing yet. Now this panel is going to sit down here, and that umbrella will go in back, but I want to do my sentiment first. So I'm going to use the sentiment, have a relaxing day, with the exclamation point. And I just want to place that in my Misty stamp positioner. And I've gone ahead and placed that sentiment in there, just making sure that it fits in there with all my little embellishments. So I've placed it in the upper left-hand side of the card. And I'm using my VersaFine Onyx Black ink to stamp that. Now I want to do the inside of the card as well before I attach anything, so I'm just going to check that. This is where my little gift card is going to sit, so I want to make sure I have enough room here. And I want that sentiment up towards the top of the card. And I'm going back to that stamp set and using the sentiment, "It's your birthday." So again, I'm going to ink that up with the VersaFine Onyx Black ink and stamp that as well. So now that I have that all set, I did want to add another sentiment, and I thought I wanted it to be up there at the top, but you'll see later on I did something a little bit different with it. The sentiment says, "Hope your birthday is on point," and that's from the year 10 set that we used. And I'm going to be using the Everyday Sentiment Banners, that smallest one, to die cut this out. And I'm using white Bristol Smooth cardstock to cut this, and I'm running it through my Sizzix Sidekick machine. So now I've got all the pieces I need. I can start to assemble my card. I've got a standard A2 size top folding card, which measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm going to use my Lawn Fawn 1/4 inch double-sided tape to tape this down. So now I've removed the backing from the tape, and I'm going to tape this on the inside of the card, the one that says "It's your birthday." And then this one is going to go on the front of the card. Now for the inside, I decided to take that sentiment and put it down on the, kind of like on the little dirt border that we have here. So I'm just going to put that 1/4 inch double-sided tape on the back of this, remove the backing, and attach it right at the very bottom here. Now I want to add some tape around this to create a little pocket. So I'm going to use the 1/8 inch double-sided tape because I want enough room for my gift card to fit in there. So I only want tape on 3 sides here, the bottom and the 2 sides. And I want to make sure I stay as close to the edge as I can, again, just to leave enough room for my gift card. So I'm going to remove the backing from that tape, and then I'm going to line it up with this panel on the inside of the card. And you'll see now that gift card fits in there nice and easily. And you could also tuck some money in there as well, or a check, whatever you want to do here. Now for this, and also you don't have to put anything in there at all if you don't want to. It just looks cute as a border. You could just tape it down all the way around all 4 sides. So now I've added some Scotch foam mounting tape to the back of this front border. And I'm going to attach that to the card, and that's just going to pop it up and give us a little bit more dimension. And then for the umbrella, I'm putting glue down at the bottom of the umbrella. And again, we have that foam mounting tape up at the top, so that'll give it a nice dimension here. Now with my white gel pen, I'm just going to go ahead and add some of the highlights just to the sand here, just to make it pop a little bit more. And then with my Lawn Fawn glitter pen, I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle to each of those little flowers on the cactus. And a little bit of a sparkle here and there on some of the drinks and on the suntan lotion. Just be careful when you're using the sparkle pen when you've colored with watercolor inks, because it could move them around. And if you are changing to a different color, you do want to tap it off on a piece of scrap paper or paper towel to make sure you don't transfer that color to anything else. So here you can see my card up close and my crazy little cactus here. I just thought I just needed to make something fun and whimsical and just kind of have fun with it. And inside It makes a cute little gift card holder, but again, you could tuck anything in here, a little bookmark or tag or money, or just seal it up if you don't want to have it be a pocket. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe. And don't forget to visit me at pinkwhisperdesigns.com. Again, stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.